p.m. by our studio clock. Dear faithful viewers of Camdis Television, thanks for tuning. This is the 6 p.m. news. We begin right away with our major stories. The Cameroonian aid contingent from the United Nations multi-dimensional integrated stabilization mission in Central Africa have been restituted this October 20th during a ceremony at the military headquarters in Yaoundé, presided by the Minister of Defense, Joseph Biti Assom. 2 tons of harmful drugs have been seized and burned in Monateli over the week after an illegal production site was undisclosed. 8 people have been arrested in connection to this illegal and harmful business transaction that endangers the life of consumers. People having charge this October 20th demand move on the streets, striking, demanding a transition to military rule. This October 20th is a date when the military had initially promised to hand over power to civilians. Thanks once more for tuning in on Camdis Television. We begin right away where the Minister of Defense, Joseph Biti Assom, has presided over a ceremony to restitute the Cameroonian aid contingent from the United Nations multi-dimensional integrated stabilization mission in Central Africa. It was a very nice ceremony that was spiced with a march past parade. We have these in this report with Ghislaine Afo.
This solemn handing over of the national flag marked the restitution ceremony of the 8th Cameroonian contingent from the United Nations Multi-Dimensional Integrated Stabilization Mission in Central Africa, MINUSCA. Commanded by Colonel Pehu Vincent, the over 1,000 soldiers and gendarmes whom left Cameroon for Central Africa a year ago are being congratulated for their works and effort in their mission of ensuring peace on volatile security grounds.
It marks the final return to the country of about 1,000 soldiers and gendarmes who took part in an exhilarating peacekeeping mission on foreign territory, MINUSCA, in neighboring brotherly and friendly country, the Central African Republic, which must restore its institutions, plagued by various political and security obvious.
Started in April 10, 2014, this peacekeeping mission, put in place by the United Nations, is supposed to protect Central African Republic civilians whom are facing insecurity. These military officers, whom upon receiving training in UN peacekeeping, are seen to have fulfilled the international commitment by the Cameroon government towards peace maintenance in friendly countries. Their return to the country is a symbolism of the excellent efforts of the command chain.
Through their efforts, our soldiers and gendarmes have greatly contributed in sustaining aspirations for the consolidation of peace in this brotherly country, sometimes to the point of paying their ultimate price.
The fulfillment of their mission and successful return is one which the 8th contingent cannot undermine.
I'm coming now. I'm very happy for my personnel. Araki of MINUSCA congratulated us at the end of the mission for our professionalism and our skill during the 12-month mission. So now we are coming back very happy for doing our job, the mandate, and we think go and rest with happiness.
Presided over by Cameroon's Minister Delegate at the Presidency in charge of Defense, Joseph Somo, the ceremony was highly attended by military generals and other officials in their respective ranks, was one which was characterized with fanfare and military parades.
We now move over to Leke, that is in Montatele, where 2 tons of drugs of doubtful quality have been seized and burned by competent authorities. 8 people involved in these have been arrested and yet to pass judgment on them. Now, it has been said that this is not the first operation that has led to the discovery of areas that produce illegal drugs in the center region. Let's have this report in this now. A good quantity of drugs of doubtful quality have been seized from a distribution source and burned after a successful operation carried out by competent authorities in Monatale, Leke subdivision of the Central Region of Cameroon, October 18, 2022. These are all efforts to fight against dangerous drugs put at the disposal of the population.
After seizing this product, we arrested those fabricating and we have engaged judicial procedure for all these suspects, and we had been patiently waiting for a final decision from the court. Among the 8 found guilty, 5 have been found guilty and the product have been put at the disposal of the authorities to be burnt.
So many people are involved in these illegal activities.
There are so many people operating in the dark who support these illegal enterprises operating in the society, but we have been strict in our operations.
A danger to the health, so all must be careful.
We are advising the population not to consume these dangerous medicines. These citizens have to be cautioned and know that their health matters.
This follows an operation carried out here in the Leke subdivision of the Central Region last April that led to the destruction of drugs worth 7 million CFA francs. The fight continues to free the population from men of the underworld who care less on the health of the population. Cameroonians have joined the globe to commemorate World Statistics Day observed under the theme Using Data for Sustainable Development. Our reporter Geraldine Nassé and Frank Ebenis caught up with some students at the University of Yaoundé 2 in Soa to know how accessible it is to lay hand on credible data. Her report.
Modern-day decision-making is heavily driven by data analysis, and so statistics play a crucial role in planning and development across all sectors, though most students say its accessibility is limited.
Statistics within Africa, and in particular within the ECA sub-region, is very limited. There is very little documentation of happenings, of events, of whatever happens. And that makes research somehow difficult. As a Central African citizen, Cameroonian, I face this challenge every day. In particular, in the law domain. As a jurist, I have difficulties coming in contact or getting jurisprudence, that is, past decisions or judges' decisions, as far as cases on courts are concerned. And that is very problematic because you always need to know what is happening on the field as a researcher, as a theorist, to be able to go forward.
On the other hand, some students think statistics are easy to get as it depends on the domain of research and the words used in requesting data.
Statistics are limited for certain countries. For example, my country, there are not much from Liberia. There are not much in terms of information, readily available information about some issues, but those are issues that you can also use case studies from other countries about. So sometimes we utilize the studies that have already been done in other countries and replicate it into our own context.
More so, some of these research students think the Cameroon government can do more to make statistics available at the level of everyone.
I would really like to plead with all the authorities in charge to please digitalize information, digitalize statistics, make them available free of charge if possible, but if not, please charge as little as possible, because those in need of that are generally students and academicians who usually have limited financial means. So it will be really helpful to us in carrying out our researches to have these materials available, and the best way to, in my sense, it will be for them to be digitalized.
Commemorating the role of statistics on society and human life this Thursday, October 20th, is therefore a call for countries to adopt efficient statistical practices for good governance.
We now take you out of the country in Jamena, that is in Chad, where civilians have taken to the streets demonstrating and calling for a transition to civil rule. Just to remind us that this October 28th was the day that was set aside by the military to pass over power to a civilian. We have these and other stories in this report. Police in Chad's capital Jamena have clashed with demonstrators who defied a protest ban to demand a quicker transition to democratic rule. Hundreds of people took to the streets on this Thursday to mark the date when the military had initially promised to hand over power, a period that has been extended for another 2 years. The country has been rocked by a political crisis since a long-time President Idris Deby was killed on the battlefield April 2021 while visiting front-line troops. 34-year-old Burkina Faso's strongman Ibrahim Traoré will be inaugurated transitional president tomorrow, Friday, October 21st, 2022. The ceremony will follow after Traoré was unanimously named President of Transition, Head of State, and Supreme Chief of the National Armed Forces by some 300 people tasked with charting the transition adopted by the National Forum on October 4th. The charter stipulates Ibrahim Traoré's term as transitional president will end after the election of a leader in 2024. A 3-day protest has been organized by business operators in Accra, Ghana, accompanied with a shutting down of their stores and shops, decrying the soaring cost of living as the country battles the economic fallout from Ukraine war. In September, Ghana registered a 37% rise due to cedi depreciation and dollar appreciation. According to a merchant Nkwaku Nyoke, this has contributed to making importation of items difficult due to the hikes in duty and customers no longer come. The Ghanaian Union of Traders Association sent a signal to the government that they were frustrated over poor economic engagement. That report out of the country brings us to the end of our news, a recap of our major stories. The Cameroonian aid contingent from the United Nations multi-dimensional integrated stabilization mission in Central Africa have been restituted this October 20th during a ceremony at the military headquarters in Yaoundé presided by the Minister of Defense Joseph Betty Assom. 2 tons of harmful drugs have been seized and burned in Monateli over the week after an illegal production site was undisclosed. 8 people have been arrested in connection to this illegal and harmful business transaction that endangers the life of consumers. People have in charge this October 28th march on the streets demanding a transition to civil rule. October 20th, a date when the military had initially promised to hand over power. Thanks very much for watching. God willing, next week we'll meet again. Goodbye.